Now Delita has also gained some points on Esquire, and well, you can't manage the points that he's gotten on Chemist by Spillage. And well, I'm going to ask you not to do anything with it. Some people will just make him learn throw a stone, and that is a mistake. It's a mistake because that way he's not going to get engaged into the battle, and if you get him to learn that or move +1, he's just going to go ahead and get himself killed faster. So don't make him learn anything just yet, just keep it the way it is right now. The other units that we have on the bench are going to be just ditch. Unequip all of them, the ones that you're going to throw away, and actually just keep one of them, because there's going to be a battle where you're going to need an additional unit for when Argat decides to leave the team.
You cool?
By this point, Ramsa has already gotten to the 200 JP points he needs for unlocking Tailwind.
This will do.
And let me tell you that his skill is pretty important. It's not as important as Auto Potion, but you're going to use it all the time. Most people is going to tell you that gaining JP up as a support ability from Esquire is 10 times more important than Tailwind. But if you don't have anything to do with Ramza, he could use Tailwind in the meantime. So that way he's going to be generating JP anytime he has nothing to do. I think that actually Tailwind is more important than gaining additional JP points. And I'm sorry, I've been saying JP points all the time, and that's redundant because the P stands for points already. I'm sorry, but you know what I'm talking about. So I'm recruiting a unit here just for fun purposes. You don't need to do this. I'm doing it just because I think it's going to be fun for the run, and I was very lucky here because I got the numbers on bravery and faith that I was looking for. I was looking for 40 on faith and 70 on bravery. 40 on faith is going to allow you to not take many damage from magic attacks, so that is pretty useful. Zuzaku is the name of a Japanese bird, and I kind of like it. I think that is going to be useful for the kind of character that I want him to be in the future. I'm changing the rest of the characters' names here because I don't really like them. I'm choosing whatever. I like this name, so I'm using it. And the other one, I really don't know what to use, so I'm just using whatever name comes to my mind. I'm just not leaving the ones that are set by default. You can name him whatever way you want, and I encourage you to do that. This game is an RPG after all, and you're going to feel through these units the whole story. So if you want to enjoy the game, get the characters a backstory. You're going to have more fun that way, believe me.
Is there aught else? Whose name would you like to change?
This other character that is left, I'm going to change his name as well, but he's not going to last in the team. I might also sacrifice him, and I don't know, maybe for dramatic purposes, I will make him die.
They say a name is the essence. Let me know if you need all help. You're welcome.
As you might remember already, the name of the run is Auto Potion. You're gonna need a lot of potions, so go ahead and get yourself a bunch of potions, some Phoenix down, but be mindful of how much money you have left. Resources are going to be scarce because we are not going to be doing any random encounters. So you have to be careful with how much money you have, and hopefully you will be able to make it without having to sell your own stuff. And well, let's go ahead and
Yes, of course.
get to the
Certainly.
next battle, the one we have to save Argat.
I am ready to fight.
Set the chemist guys on the front lines so they can go ahead and throw the potions to Argat when he's in danger. You will still be playing as a chemist, except for Ramza, because he is about to level up, so I am going to switch him to Esquire. The rest of the team is going to be only chemists. And well, Suzaku is going to be an Esquire as well.
Forward.
Now that you see that I have recruited another character, this character is a character that
Looks
I
like this one's still
chosen
alive.
to be here as a flourish. It's not necessary that you do what I did. You
must
could
rescue their captive.
use 3 of the characters that you were given at the beginning of the game. You don't need to recruit the character that I did. I'm just doing it because I think it's fun. And the main goal of Suzaku is just witnessing everything. He's not going to fight. He's going to earn job points by Spillage. And that's it. That's the main goal. He's going to be learning all the time. And actually, I want to do this so I can show you how important job point Spillage is. That any character can get any skill just by witnessing the battle, doing nothing. The first addition to the strategy that I mentioned before is Tailwind. You need to start experiencing Tailwind so you could get to know how to use it later on. So start to experience that and Tailwind your chemist. So that way they will get faster and they will act more times, and also Spillage the job points to the rest of the team. Remember that our main goal is to get out of potion as soon as possible, so that's why we're still using chemist, and we will be using chemist for the most part of the first chapter for that reason. Now, as you can see here, we are getting closer to the enemy units so we can take advantage of the choke points. Choke points are very important as in any tactical game because it makes your front line to be only one unit. So if you can just get your units to a choke point and just fix that bottleneck, you're not going to be attacked by multiple units at the same time. This game features a lot of maps with choke points. For that reason, you're gonna have to think strategically, and anytime you check a map, just find out which points could become a choke point, so you can use the terrain of the map to your advantage. Also, if a unit dies, its body is going to lie on the field, and it could eventually become a choke point, so no unit will be able to pass through this unit on the field if another one is holding the position behind the death body. Weirdly enough, Delita is doing nothing. He's just there, doing absolutely nothing. So you have to have that in mind. Your guest units are sometimes behave in a very weird way, and you don't have to mind that, because the main strategy of your game is going to be taking in account what are your goals. No, actually finishing the battle. finishing the battle is secondary. Your main goal is actually unlocking the next jobs for every single character and getting the skills that you need. Why it's important to unlock the jobs for every single unit? Because if they do not unlock that other job, they are not going to learn from a Spillage. Okay, so they all need to advance all together. Some battles are going to last longer because they are easy, like this one, but if the battle is hard, find a way to finish the battle as soon as possible. Just look at this. Suzaku has done nothing and he's 191 points on Squire, and he is just a few points for reaching out the next level. As I mentioned previously, Suzaku is here and he's doing nothing. He's just there and he's basically a brick. No enemies will be able to pass through him. Although he's level 1, he's very useful. So if you're gonna do the same thing I'm doing just for fun, have a unit that is level 1, never use it, and use him just for closing the bottlenecks. That's it. This battle is not particularly difficult, and I encourage you to have fun, because this and the next one are going to be the last ones when everything is going to be easy. After these 2 battles, the game is going to change dramatically. It's going to be pretty hard, and don't worry, I'll be there. Many people quit on the battle on Daughter, and most people grind for it. You don't have to do that. You will be under level, but we're gonna win together, okay? There is a thing that I didn't mention before, and it's important. It's about the turn order. So use throw a stone whenever you can, but don't unlock it. If the character has it already unlocked, good for you, because it's going to make you save time. But if you go ahead and unlock it, you're going to waste the J points, and you actually need it for some other skills that are useful on a squad. Why I'm telling you that throw stone is going to make you save time? Because basically when you have a front line, you want to make your units stand still. You don't want to move them around like most other YouTubers are making you believe that is the right way to play. You actually have to get your units standing still on the choke point and not moving them around. Why? Because CT is that bar, that yellow bar below the HP, that shows you how far is a unit from getting the next turn. If the number is 100, it's because the unit is already taking an action and it's its turn. Anytime the unit is moving, these points will be used. Anytime a unit is taking an action, the points will be used as well. If the unit moves and takes an action the same turn, then the number will reach 0, and that's what the enemy is going to do all the time. The enemies are going to move and act. So if you want to act more than your enemy, you should stand still, and that way you're gonna be faster, because you're going to save on CT points by not moving. Although I recognize that sometimes standing on a position is not the ideal thing to do, you need to be flexible for other maps that are going to be more difficult to defend. But this one is easy. So just go ahead and defend the choke points and you will be fine. Check this out. She's already 319 points on Chemist, so she's going to get out of potion in the next battle, and that's what you want to do. Also, now that she is level 3 on Chemist, she's going to be learning faster and getting these points faster, and also spilling more points to the rest of the team. Strategically speaking, some jobs are going to be more useful than other ones when you're playing the game. But on this run, since we are playing by spillage of points, if you want to use another job, all the units need to unlock that job so they can benefit from the spillage of that unit whenever it's taking an action. In that way, I know you're wondering what other jobs we will be using for the next part of the run. The answer is physical jobs. We don't do magical because we're playing in the hardest difficulty and a magical unit could die in one attack if you are under level. So unfortunately we can't play with many magical units for that reason. I understand that magic is powerful in this game, but my goal is not to have 4 magical users just throwing black magic all around. My goal is actually to unlock many jobs for all the characters so I can be flexible and use these jobs anytime I find that I need a change on the team for each map. Crystals is not a thing that I'm taking into account much. I'm just making sure that I get them before the enemy does to prevent that the battle lasts longer than it needs to be. But I'm not using them as a main source of skills because it's not a reliable way that you can use for getting what you need. And since I'm going to be teaching you how to fight without many resources, you never know what's going to be inside of the crystal. Now Ramza is going to level up, and he's going to level up in Esquire. This is an important moment, and it's important because now you're gonna stop doing anything with Ramza and he's going to change his job for the next battle so he can learn something else and hopefully spill more points for the rest of the team. So if you see that your Ramza has gotten to another level on Esquire, stop doing anything. Your allies do not need many points on Esquire anyways because they're gonna get a lot. There are going to be a lot of units that are going to teach them Esquire, so you don't need to overdo yourself on Esquire so much. You need to get Ramza to other jobs so he can learn different stuff, and as I mentioned before, he will be able to teach the rest of the units whatever he's doing. Hilda has gotten already to 437 points on Chemist. I guess you won't be able to do the same I did here. I just gotten those points already because Delita was doing nothing and the whole battle was carried by me and Argat. So probably you're not gonna get there, but it's fine, okay? You can get it next time.